Hi, welcome to Vicky Makes and Builds. Okay, I have a wooden puzzle for you today. First one I've done in a while and I cannot wait to do it. So this one is by Unidragon and it's called Playful Parrots and it's the royal sized version of the puzzle. So it's 620 pieces and that's the largest version that they do in this puzzle. Now all of their puzzles come in various sizes. So if a larger size at 620 odd pieces isn't for you, then you can do smaller versions as well. What I also love about this puzzle is that it's a 5-in-1 puzzle. So what that means is that you can change the order of these parrots. So you don't have to have them in the way that it shows on the box. You can move them around, put them in a different order, or you can even have just 2 parrots next to each other, or 3, or 1. However you want to do it, you can kind of play around with that. So that's a really fun element to it as well. And stay tuned until the end on that because I want to show you some of the different formations that I come up with just at the very end of the video. So Unidragon approached me several weeks ago and asked me if I would like to try one of the puzzles of my choice from their catalogue and review it on the YouTube channel, and I jumped at the chance. I have heard of Unidragon. I've actually been wanting to try Unidragon for a while. I've only ever heard great things about them and they do such beautiful images. So I obviously chose Playful Parrots. I do have a soft spot for parrots. We used to keep them growing up. So as soon as I saw it, I thought, yep, that's the one for me. And I want to thank Unidragon just now for sending this to me. I really can't wait to build it. And I also have an offer for you today on Unidragon puzzles. If you click the link in the description below and use the discount code Vicky Makes and Builds, all in caps, no spaces, you can get 10% off a Unidragon puzzle of your choice. I'm also going to link their social media in my description as well. They have loads of great content on there and you can see some of the gorgeous puzzles that they do. But without further ado, let's get opening this puzzle and we'll have a look at the pieces. Okay, let's open up this beautiful puzzle. So, like a lot of wooden puzzles, it comes in a wooden box. And I love these wooden boxes because it makes you feel like you're opening a treasure chest. And, you know, there is real treasure inside. It just looks beautiful. I love the way that these parrots are indented into the box. It kind of gives it more like a 3D kind of effect. It's 620 pieces, royal size, so that's the biggest size they do. You can get them in smaller sizes, but I went for the bigger one, which I think will be fine. There's a lot of colour here. It's like a gradient, so you've got sort of dark orange, yellow, you've got green, blue, and then purple. So I think there'll be plenty of colour variation to work with, even though you've got all the crazy shaped pieces and all the whimsies. On the back of the box, it's got the Unidragon logo, which I love, by the way, but I just want to take a minute to talk about the name of this brand, Unidragon. That is so my kind of thing. I love dragons, I love unicorns. This is like a dragon with a horn, I guess, but I'm totally into fantastical things and creatures and stuff. So Unidragon, I mean, what a name for a company. That is brilliant. Anyway, we've got the Unidragon logo at the side. And on that side, this is the name of the puzzle and it's got like a little silhouette of the actual shape of the puzzle. And then here, the name of the puzzle again, it says royal size in a speech bubble coming out of the parrot's mouth. And the parrot has a crown, so that's cute. And then we've got the size of the puzzle in centimetres and inches and also the piece count as well. And on the back, which is what I was going to look at earlier before I got sidetracked there, we've got just a little segment of the puzzle and it's actually got the pattern, the cut pattern here. I assume this is accurate, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check that when I've finished it. I've got a barcode here and it says Unidragon figured wooden puzzles, unique wooden puzzles that make you fall in love with them at first touch. While assembling this puzzle, you plunge into the wonderful world full of unexpected discoveries and intricate plots. Each puzzle part has a unique shape and reflects the theme of the assembled picture, and then it's got a little attention and it says for use under direct adult supervision only, it's not a toy, and it does say 14 plus there. So it looks amazing. I'm going to take the lid off just now. It just lifts right off. It's not hinged or anything. And we've got a little slip of paper here which talks about Unidragon, the company. There's a little bit about if you are missing a piece or have a broken piece. If you find out that some puzzle piece is missing or broken, please don't rush to rate us with bad review. Instead, please write to my personal email and we will solve your problem immediately. I think that's great that they will replace any missing or broken pieces, and I think that's brilliant. And then it looks as though it says the same thing on the other side, but I suspect this might be in Polish, I think. And so, yeah, nice little note there from the CEO. We've got this Hessian fabric that's kind of wrapping the pieces. So when you open that up, we've got all the pieces, obviously. We have a little, that's so cute. There's a little silvery kind of mirrored piece in here, and it's in the shape of the Unidragon logo. I'll get a picture of that for you so you can see. So I really like that. And then there are two pieces like this, which are the stand for the puzzle box. So the puzzle box can stand on these little grooved legs, and it basically means you can look at the image and stand it up while you puzzle, which is really great. I will probably do that, perhaps put it off to one side so it's not in the shot, but that's really nice that you can do that. And then we have all of these pieces, and oh, it just looks so gorgeous. The colours look amazing on these. They're quite small, the pieces, and they just look like a lot of them. As I say, I got royal size, but yeah, the pieces are quite small, but these colours on them just look so beautiful. I'm going to just pour them all out, and hopefully we'll be able to spread them out a bit and look at them a bit better. I'm just going to make sure I don't have any stuck to this fabric. And we'll spread them out. Oh boy, there are a lot of pieces here. What have I got myself in for? Right, okay, look at that. Pink and yellow, really bright, gorgeous, gorgeous colour and image quality on these pieces. It looks as though the edges will be easy to spot. Not only is there a flat side to them, but also they have a black border around the edge, which you can see on the image actually. So that's good. I think that'll help. There's another one there that's kind of a curvy one, but that's got a black border. So that should help spot the edges. So I probably will sort this puzzle just because the pieces are so small. I think it's going to be easier than trying to just shuffle through them and pull them out. And I'll be able to obviously separate the edges as well. So that's really, really good. Got a piece with an eye on there, one of the parrot's eyes. So that might be good to pick out the eyes as well. And then obviously I think the obvious thing to do here would be to sort by colour, because each parrot does have different colours within it, but largely they're all kind of one main colour. So I think that's going to be the most obvious thing to do, and hopefully any missorts will be fixable as we go along. So yeah, I'll take some pictures for you and so you can see how gorgeous these pieces are. And I just can't wait to get started on this. I really, really can't. So let's get started right now sorting the pieces. Okay, so I've sorted the puzzle. And honestly, this is probably the first and only time I've ever actually enjoyed the sorting process in a puzzle. Because it's a wooden puzzle, there's so much variety to the shapes. Well, every piece shape's unique. You've got all these whimsies to discover, all these bright, gorgeous colours. Every piece I turned over, it was just like, oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, what a lovely colour. Or, you know, I would find a whimsy and I was just saying things like, oh, another bird, or oh, a butterfly, or oh, a monkey, or whatever. There's so much. There's so many different things going on, even just in the pieces before they've even gone together. One thing I did find, which I thought was really cool, is the Unidragon logo as a whimsy. I think it goes that way, so there's like the head of the dragon there, and that's its tail, and it comes round to create a little jigsaw piece in the middle, and I found the teeny tiny jigsaw piece. Look at that! It's so small! I'm going to attempt to put it in whilst holding my phone. There we go. I just thought that was so cool. There's loads of whimsies, and we've got, it's mostly kind of jungle related type stuff. There's a lot of birds here, obviously. But we've also got things like leaves, like that, and we've got, what else? I found some fruit. There's a pineapple there. That looks like a strawberry or something. There was a bunch of bananas there. There's a bunch of bananas, and feathers, and all sorts of things like that. There was a monkey. There's the monkey. There's the monkey. So that's been really fun discovering the whimsies. I don't think the whimsies are all here. Sometimes I think I've just chucked them into a colour pile. And actually, with the edges, I very quickly stopped separating those because I realised that there were a lot of them. And I think it just didn't occur to me really, because this is a shaped puzzle, like a lot of the puzzle is edges. So I kind of thought, well, sorting out edges might be making things a bit more difficult for myself, and it might be better just to do it by colour. So there are some edges mixed in with the colour piles, and I will just come back to these and kind of just skim my eyes across them to find the relevant colours. I also found some beak pieces, so I've separated those. They're the eyes that I could find, and I kept coming across these pieces with this texture on, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and then I realised it was the feet, where the parrots are sitting on the branches, so they ought to be fairly easy to put together. As for the other piles, these ones are the branches, the branch that the parrots are sitting on. They were quite obvious, they kind of stood out, so I've separated those. We've got purples and pinks there, we've got blue, yellow, dark sort of orangey reds, and then green. So, as I say, I think there might be some overlap because we've got, you know, like this yellow parrot has green and blue in the wings, and like this blue parrot has some green in its wings. This green parrot's got a red on its face, and so on and so forth. So there would be some crossover, but there aren't so many pieces that I won't be able to hopefully just pick them out and find the right piece. And obviously you've got all the whimsies. I'm going to try if I can to leave the whimsies till later on, because I think it'd be really fun to put them in at the end and really showcase the beauty of these whimsies. The other thing I noticed was that you get a lot of this kind of little threads from this cloth that's in the box. And I love the cloth. I really think it adds to the kind of the whole natural look of the packaging, and I wouldn't say for a minute, you know, that they should remove it, but it does kind of snag on these pieces, which often will have little sharp pointy edges, and it can get a bit stuck. So I suppose that would be like the wooden puzzle equivalent of puzzle dust, maybe, except it's bits of cloth. So I'm going to just wipe that off. It wasn't a huge problem for me, but you know, it was building up as I was sorting. So anyway, they are the pieces, and I am now going to start building. I'm going to start with yellow, I think. It's quite a small pile. Might dip in and out of that one a bit to find any pieces that might be missing from that pile. And then after that, perhaps move on to green, because that's relatively small. But yeah, I foresee that I will perhaps be digging in and out of other piles like eyes and beaks, feet, branch, and obviously the edges, and perhaps some of the whimsies as well. So I'm just going to take this as it comes, but largely I think start with yellow and then move on to green. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so progress so far. I've done the yellow and the orange birds, or at least the top of them. The tails I haven't touched yet. But one thing about this puzzle is that they seem to get more multicolored the further down you go. So like the tips of the wings are blue or green, the tips of the tail would be a different color. And it's pretty much the same for all the birds. So it did get quite confusing to start with because we had some greens in there here and then you had this really bright blue right next to the orange. So sometimes I really couldn't find the pieces, and it's not easy, this puzzle, it really isn't. But as I suspected, I am chopping and changing between different piles of pieces. I've been going back and forth to the eyes and the feet. I've been going back to the edge every now and again, the whimsies sometimes, just to try and fill in gaps, because initially I kind of wanted to leave the whimsies for as long as I could, but you can't really put it together until, you know, if you know that there's a whimsy that has to go in, you have to kind of put it in. Otherwise it becomes difficult to do the bits around it. And so, yeah, it's really challenging. And these parrots are really big. I mean, I did pick the royal size puzzle, but I don't know. I kind of didn't expect them to be quite as big as they are. But anyway, I think it's gorgeous and I'm really, really enjoying it, but it is definitely challenging. So I think with these two, I kind of worked on two piles at the same time, the orange and yellow. So I think what I'm going to do now is move on to the blue, because again, it's not a humongous pile. There's nice texture to these pieces because you've got the feathers, and in some cases you can tell what pieces go together because of the texture. So like these ones, I probably will pull all those out and start to put them together. What I'll also do is perhaps start on the green as well, because we've got some green in this parrot's wings. We've got some green in the blue parrot. And I think that that pile is gonna go down quite nicely as I work on other parrots. And then obviously I can also work on the green parrot in the middle and just narrow a lot down there. And yeah, just continue like that. Obviously I'll get the eyes and the heads done, the beaks, so that narrows down those piles. So I think that's going to be my next job. All my leftover reddish orangey pieces I've just popped down here. They might well go with some of the other parrots. I'll obviously just kind of dig into those as and when I come across pieces that colour. But yeah, it's so good, this puzzle. I'm really loving it. It's really nice. Nice to do a wooden puzzle. Now and again, like I don't do very many, but it's fun to do them sometimes. And I'm just really loving the break from the cardboard puzzles. I'm just enjoying doing a wooden puzzle. It's so, so nice. So yeah, moving on with the blue and with the green. it's finished, and my gosh, what a gorgeous puzzle this is. I always love bright colours on wooden puzzles, and this one is just so lovely. The colours really pop out at you. I particularly loved the pink and purple parrot, just some of the colours and textures on that. Just so gorgeous, but all of the parrots, they were all so lovely. I also really enjoyed the whimsies, which went along a sort of a bird jungle kind of theme. So there were lots of parrots, parrot-shaped whimsies. There was some fruit, there were leaves, there were feathers, but there were also other animals. There was a monkey and butterflies, for example. They were really, really fun to put in the puzzle and discover. I hope you enjoyed the wee bit I showed you where I rearranged the order of the parrots and changed some of the formations a little bit. And I also really liked, I really thought that was a really clever idea, and I really liked that about this puzzle. I also loved the little mirrored Unidragon logo piece that they put in as well, and I'm actually curious about that. I'm wondering if you can take out the yellow Unidragon logo whimsy and replace it with the mirrored one. I'm just wondering if they're the same size, and then if you can just directly replace it. So I'm going to try that just now. So yes, indeed you can just change them if you so desire. They're the exact same size. Obviously it looks slightly different with a mirrored piece instead of the yellow piece in the middle of the parrot. But yeah, I thought that was quite a clever wee thing and a nice wee touch to add there to the puzzle. The other thing I just wanted to mention as well, and that is that earlier on in the video I mentioned that on the back of the box there was a parrot with a cut pattern drawn onto it just here. Now this parrot is actually the pinky purpley parrot but flipped over. It's facing the opposite way. So what I did is I flipped that parrot over, and actually it's a nice thing to do with wooden puzzles because you can really see the whimsies a lot more clearly when you flip the puzzle over. But having looked at both of them, I can say that they're not a matching pattern. However, it looks as though there's less pieces in the pattern on the back of the box. So I'm wondering if perhaps it matches the pattern for one of the smaller versions of this puzzle. It is possible, but it doesn't match the royal sized pattern. So that was just a curiosity that I've now answered, just in case you were wondering about that. But anyway, that's it. I don't really have much more to say about this puzzle. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was challenging. There were a lot of pieces with it being the larger size, and they were quite small. So it was a challenging puzzle, but I just loved discovering all the whimsies. I thought that the image was just colourful enough. It had enough variety to be able to put it together fine. And overall, I just really enjoyed this puzzle. I would recommend any of the beautiful Unidragon puzzles to you. It was just a joy to build. Otherwise, that's it from me on this puzzle. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please consider subscribing as well. Don't forget that I now offer channel memberships and also a Patreon for anyone who is interested in seeing extra content from me. You just click on one of the links in the description below and that will give you access to all of that. And thank you so much to all of my existing members and patrons for all of your extra support. I really do appreciate that. Don't forget to check out also the Unidragon link in the description and use the discount code Vicky Makes and Builds, all in caps, no spaces, for 10% off a Unidragon puzzle. And leave a comment. Let me know if you've done a Unidragon before. If you decide to buy one, let me know which one you got and if you enjoyed it. And or if you can talk to me about what you think of wooden puzzles as a whole. I would love to hear your thoughts on that as well. Happy puzzling to you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!